Okay, this week we're going for the big banana in the symbolizing department, and that is religion. And religion is probably the category of thing that everything else gets thrown into if you can't think what else to do with it. I mean, the parameters of language are pretty confined. The parameters of art is, pretty well defined, but anything can turn to religion. And to give you some idea of the range of ideas that are put together under religion, probably the earliest religions are what we call animism, which is an idea that all of the universe has some kind of an underlying spirit, and so that a spirit occurs in the trees and in the rocks and in the earth and in the sky and in the stars, and all of these things participate in this animistic being, and humans have some kind of a role to play in that overarching picture as well. And then as you come into the Neolithic and into urbanization, that all gets changed around as people begin to live in villages and invest their time in improving their ground and everything. They have to take some kind of note that somebody else doesn't come along and just take it away from them. So probably at that point, religion becomes a function that helps people unite and think alike in terms of defending their village and their improved land and all of that. And then many millennia later, it's generally recognized that about 500 BC there was some kind of a major change in religious thinking over certainly most of Eurasia and Africa, and I see evidence that it may have happened somewhat around that time in the Western Hemisphere as well, is that these earlier Neolithic gods, which are referred to as gods of place because they're helping you defend your place, give way to another sort of deity, which are called gods of empire, by Joseph Campbell, who's one of the great students of mythology. And the gods of empire were basically there to tell people to be nice to each other. And so you might think, well, why is some organization like the Roman Empire, which freely goes around killing and enslaving people, anybody within their reach, talking about being nice to each other? But really what glues empires together is the ability to get everybody, all the ethnic groups within the empire, to be nice to each other and exchange goods and trade and sell pottery to one another and so on, which is just not possible under the old hunter-gatherer kinship system. The old hunter-gatherer kinship system, the economy was basically one where you dealt with people that were probably basically your blood relatives, your extended family. But then with the Neolithic, that gets a little bigger with the village, and then cities come along, it gets a little bigger, and then empires come along, it gets really big. Until today, basically the world is an empire. And some people would like to think of it as the United States is the empire builder, and that may be to some extent the case, but basically it's not. It's a great cooperative enterprise of some sort that we probably have yet to comprehend the scope and structure of it. Certainly things like the internet are part of that new scope. So we have this perspective to gain, and so this week we'll look at some of the religious variety around the world and try to broaden our minds into that domain. yet another package among Whistler's cultural universals.